Hello guys and welcome to Lisa Loves. First of all, let me apologise if you hear loads of random children screaming in the background. Our neighbours' kids are out playing and it's just loud. So today I'm actually going to do a tag video. I don't often do tags anymore as my channel did move more towards the true crime side of things, but I'm getting the real love and passion for movies back. I've met a load of really cool people from the UK and the horror scene at the moment, so this tag I saw on Movie Worm's channel. I also saw it on David's horror channel. I haven't been tagged, but you know what? I love the look of it, so I decided to tag myself. So this is 10 movie genres and you must pick your favourite movie from each of those genres. This was hard. For some it was instantly really easy, for others really difficult. I'm going to try not to waffle, you know my tendency. So let's get kicked on. The first genre is horror, obviously one of my favourites. That one was difficult. I have settled on, actually, weirdly enough, the same choice as Movie Worm, which is Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. This is the movie that has disturbed and frightened me the most, I would say, in the horror genre. There are other movies I adore. Two that I really struggled not to put there was American Werewolf in London. I didn't because it's not a frightening movie, and the other one is Misery because it's a personal favourite of mine. I just think Misery as a movie is perfect, but I realise that Texas Chainsaw Massacre is much more horrific, therefore that's my number one horror movie. Number two, animated. Now, if you had have asked me this a few years ago, it was extremely easy. It's the first Toy Story movie. I fell in love with that movie the minute I saw it. I had to go out and buy all the toys. Yes, I've got Buzzes and Woodies and all of those lot. Yes, I'm a big child. But then Pixar released Coco and I just adore everything about that movie. It's what actually, I wonder, can we say, yep, you can just see here. It's what started my fixation with Funkos, which I put off collecting for years because I knew it would just get to a stupid addiction, and it has. This is one set of shelves. I do have another set of shelves here, but you can see my first pops there were Coco and the two in the background. I struggle. Toy Story. I'm going to go Toy Story because it was the first of its kind and it was just groundbreaking. I just think Pixar are incredible at what they do. Next is drama. This is an extremely wide genre. I'm just going to go for one of my all-time favourites that, again, it's as perfect as a movie can get, which is The Shawshank Redemption. I just think Morgan Freeman and his narration, just every film should have one. It's awesome. I know a lot of people don't like narration over movies. I personally adore it. It takes me right back to being a kid watching The Wonder Years, which I also loved. Shawshank Redemption for favourite drama movie. Comedy, this was the easiest one on the list. As yet, nothing has beaten this movie that I first saw, I think, when I was 12 or 13. I saw this in the cinema. It was an 18. I know, naughty, but I was very tall at that age. I did get away with getting into the flicks to see 18 movies. So, see no evil, hear no evil. Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor as a combo is just priceless. The only one that ever got close to this for me was Dirty Rotten Scoundrels with Michael Caine and Steve Martin. But see no evil, hear no evil all day long. I laugh until I cry, regardless of how many times I see that movie. It's just extremely unfortunate that Kevin Spacey is in it. But let's move on. So the next genre is sci-fi. This is probably going to have the same answer for probably at least 3/4 of people that do this, and my answer is going to be Aliens. I've only watched two people's tags and they both chose the same. Aliens is just one of the most superior. I know a lot of people prefer Alien. I personally prefer Aliens, so that's my sci-fi choice. Action. Now, I struggled with this. I'm not a big action fan. I love early Jean-Claude Van Damme movies like Kickboxer and Bloodsport and all that stuff. I do watch action movies, John Wick movies, I love. But it was pointed out to me that war movies are action movies, so I had to go with, I'm struggling between Hacksaw Ridge and Saving Private Ryan. That opening scene to Saving Private Ryan in the cinema is probably one of the most shocking movie experiences I've ever had. I've just remembered Braveheart. Is Braveheart an action or a drama? It's an action, isn't it? Right, scrap that. Braveheart, action. Love it. I think I've got a little Braveheart pop somewhere here as well. Just to show you my love of Braveheart. I forgot all about Braveheart. How silly of me. So next one was also a very easy one for me. Comic book. Now everybody's going to be thinking down the Marvel route or the DC route. I'm going for Sin City. which just was just a visual feast. I loved everything about the movie, the soundtrack, how it looked, the characters. Sin City to me is just a visual masterpiece. So that was a really easy choice for my comic book movie. Next, the most difficult on the list for me, Western, as it's not a genre that I really watch much of or enjoy. Obviously, like anyone else, I've watched the Young Gun movies back in the day. I wouldn't say I rate them right at the top of being amazing movies. I don't want to pick them just because they're one of the few that I've seen. But I have seen a really good one, The Revenant, which I just thought was superb with Leonardo DiCaprio. I do need to watch the Quentin Tarantino movies. I'm a big Tarantino fan. The fact they're Westerns is kind of putting me off a bit, I won't deny it, but I'll probably watch them and love them. I mean, my favourite game of all time is now Red Dead Redemption 2, which has kind of opened my eyes to the Western genre a little bit. Oh, please, someone make Red Dead Redemption 2 as a movie. And, oh my goodness, we're getting off track. Okay, romantic movies. Again, not a genre I watch a lot of, but everyone that knows me knows I do have a favourite. It's a very personal one. It's Amy Foster, or also released in America, I believe, as Swept from the Sea, starring Rachel Weisz and Vincent Perez. A story of a young man from Russia who is immigrating to America, and there's a shipwreck and he wrecks off the coast of England. And it's a love story between a very gothic, weird girl who I relate a lot to and this young Russian man. And the love story is just my idea of absolute perfection. I just adore it. And finally, adventure, and one I do feel a lot of people are going to have the same answer for. It has to be Indiana Jones. I'm actually going to go with the first movie. I love the whole... Now, when we get to the Crystal Skull, I lose interest. But I do love the early Indiana Jones movies. I find it really hard to choose between them. I know a lot of people have very distinct opinions, the first one or the third one. They don't like the second one. I love all of them. It brings back amazing memories of my childhood to me, so I have to go with Indiana Jones. It just occurred to me as Back to the Future adventure. Back to the Future is awesome as well, isn't it? Can I change my answer Back to the Future for adventure, because I'm sure that does rate as an adventure movie. Or is that sci-fi? Who the hell knows? Now you see why it was so difficult, so I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm not going to tag individual people. Some people do like to do these, some people don't. So I'm going to say, if you've watched this and you fancy doing it, take it from me that I have tagged you, and get out and get those genres chosen. I would love to see your choices, guys. If you even want to pop your answers in the comments below, I'd love to read them. But thank you for watching my choices. Over and out from Lisa Loves.